Welcome back to the Hoodni's Fantasy Football Podcast. This is season 2, our first episode 72. I got my dogs with me here, MFB
Yes, sir. We back.
and BBTV.
Yes, sir, bro. No introduction, but I'll give you the introduction. Do what it does what it do.
You don't
Play
need
the
an
show.
introduction. We good. We know what it is. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to start off this season with a sleeper episode. We're going to kick it off with QBs first. BBTV, why don't you go ahead and give us your QB sleeper?
I got you. Just real quick, right before we start, just want to give a little shout out to the boys, Chemo and MFB. I know it's going to be a great season, Chemo, being a dad and stuff. You guys congratulate Chemo on being a dad, being a daddy, you know what I mean? MFB soon.
Yeah, what? Chill out, brother. Chill out, bro.
Hopefully we're going to be consistent with these videos, all right? We'll put that up there. Anyway, so
yeah, it'll be interesting this season.
Yeah, so my QB sleeper, Kimo's dog, Kimo's A1 day one, riding with him thick and thin, is going to be Kyler Murray. Why Kyler Murray? Don't even know. He just looks good. Marvin Harrison looked good during the training camp. They have some studs. Marvin Harrison's second year. Trey McBride looks great. James Conner's obviously still a dog. Upgraded the O-line during the draft. I don't know about the coaching staff. Didn't do much research, but I don't know. Kyler Murray could be the guy. And he's getting drafted rounds 8 through 10, if I'm not mistaken, in a 12-man. One
depends on the format, but so some he's going, well, yeah, some of them, and depending on your league size, he could be going rounds 6 through 8, somewhere in there. But I mean, I don't hate the pick. I love the Cardinals. That's my team. I'm worried about Kyler Murray because I feel like he has a floor and the floor can get low. That's my only concern with him. I just feel like with my quarterback, if I'm going to have games where they can lose me my week because they get like 7 fantasy points or something like that, then I'd rather just use that pick, those mid-round picks, like late to mid-round picks on another player and then just get someone else as my QB. I'm nervous to take Kyler Murray. I have taken him in some mock drafts, but I don't know if I would draft him in an actual draft. We'll have to see. But yeah, MFB, what are your thoughts?
At that round or ADP, I don't hate it, right? So I think I did want to ask Kimo if you do know the ADP per chance, I guess right now as it stands. But I know it is definitely.
According to Yahoo, he's going as QB 12. Overall.
I think that's a decent cost, right? So if we look at last season where he was healthy all year, weeks 1 through 17, he finished at QB 11, right? So from that to this ADP now, it hasn't changed much. So at the cost, it's not terrible, right? Kimo, you mentioned the floor with Kyler Murray. Like he did have one single-digit performance. I forget against who, but he also had 7 games above 20 fantasy points.
I think it was the Green Bay Packers, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So he's decent. I think, and going off what BBTB said, right? Marvin Harrison's second year in the league, Trey McBride solid. Like everything's kind of like the same. Coaching, offensive coordinator, all the same. So can you expect the same possibly? And even if you do get the same, you're getting them at the correct cost, if that makes sense, right? So
yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, not a bad pick, BBTB. MFB, give us your QB sleeper.
My QB sleeper has been getting a lot of buzz, some good buzz, some bad buzz. My QB sleeper is Justin Fields, right? So moving over to the New York Jets, definitely some changes there with the staff, but it's no doubt that he has a lot of upgraded weapons, right? He got Garrett Wilson, he got Breece Hall, he has an upgraded offensive line now. So I think he could be like a high floor QB in the Jets.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I'll be real with you. He should go crazy if he stays healthy. And Justin Fields tends not to stay healthy throughout the seasons uh, because he runs a lot. He doesn't
Yeah.
really protect himself, you know? So if he stays healthy, it'd be something crazy. But if he doesn't stay healthy, then what, am I frozen?
The technical difficulties, yeah. If he stays healthy, we got you. If he stays
All
healthy,
right,
he'd
yeah.
be good. Yeah, he's going. It looks like 7th round, mid to late 7th round in a 12-man draft. I mean, personally, I've been looking this season in terms of like quarterback. When should I take my quarterback? Should I take one early? If it's 3rd round and Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen are still on the board, do I just take a shot on him and just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to secure my quarterback early and not have to worry every week. Just throwing that out there because I want to say that Justin Fields, like, I feel like he's a player that can go out and literally get you like single digit fantasy points some weeks. He can also go out and get you. I mean, we saw him last year with the Steelers getting 30 fantasy points a game in normal scoring. But I don't know. I don't know if I want that kind of boom or bust capability. If he showed that he could do it, let's say he played for the Jets last season, he showed he could do it on the Jets, and then they made upgrades, maybe I might feel a little bit more comfortable, but it's a risky pick for me. It's not too crazy, especially if you're in that round, you don't know who to pick. All the good players off the board, and you need a quarterback. You're like, whatever. Like, he's got that running capability that can win you some weeks if he rushes in a touchdown or gets like a couple of scrambles out the pocket and gets like a couple of like 10-yard gains throughout the game. It'll really bump up his score and maybe help you win your week. I'm going to move on to my quarterback sleeper. It's Drake May. I am not too high on Drake May. I just think that they made some upgrades to their offensive line. I think last year he looked good. He didn't look amazing or anything, but he looked solid. And I think that this year he steps up and performs better in a second year with a better offensive line. They got Stephon Diggs there. And a couple of other receivers that are trending hopefully in the right direction that should help him to kind of do better this season. And I think with his ADP, you can get him really late in the draft and it's good value.
I was going to say, I'll be real with you, man. I hate to pick. I'm going to be honest. I feel like there's so many better quarterbacks at a later round. JJ McCarthy. Well, something like Jordan Love. Let's see, one more. CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. I feel like those are proven offenses.
I would not touch CJ Stroud or Trevor Lawrence over
I'm just
Drake
saying it's
May.
proven offense over the Patriots have not proven anything. And sure, yeah, they got Stephon Diggs, but like, I don't know. ACL tear. Homie's been with Cardi B all the time. You know what I mean? Is he really going to take the season serious? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think depending on what I hear as far as like training camp, more so with like the press conferences, because it's a new coach and it's a new OC. If they like let Drake May rush, I'll love the pick. If they kind of err on the side of like, nah, we're not going to do a lot of designed runs or anything like that, then I'm probably not going to like the pick. So I'm kind of like on the fence about him, literally. Depending what I hear, like in this upcoming weeks.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we're still pretty early on. We haven't had any preseason games yet. So I don't know. There's still some time to decide whether or not it's a good pick or not. I think for a late round quarterback, it's a good pick, but that's just me. Anyways, let's move on to running backs. BBTB, give us your running back sleeper pick.
so my running back sleeper pick is going to be DeAndre Swift. He's an RB1, so you're obviously going to draft him. But if you need, like, think about it like this: if you need a player for your flex, right? Because I think he's going in the flex range, right? He's a great pick because he's an RB1. He has a decent offense. You know, everyone's pretty much like DJ Moore is still good. Caleb Williams going into second year. The O line should be. I think they upgraded their O line. The backup RBs are trash. Roshan Johnson, I think a rookie or something like that. And DeAndre Swift, if he's healthy, he should do some damage because that ball should be moving down the field.
Brother, I do not like this pick. I'll be honest with you. Look, and it's not because you hated on my Drake May pick. I think that in that range of where he's going, Aaron Jones is going right after DeAndre Swift. I'd much rather have Aaron Jones. You also have the New England Patriots running back, the rookie Travion Henderson. I would take him over DeAndre Swift. Pacheco is going right before DeAndre Swift. I would take Pacheco. Yeah, I'll probably take Pacheco. Either way, I just feel like that offense, if they don't move the ball, they're not going to run the ball. Like if they're not getting the ball and they're not scoring and they're getting scored on, then they're not going to be running it very often. I think he had last season in half PPR scoring. He had a couple of good games earlier in the season, but the last, was it 6 weeks? I think he had 2 double-digit games and they were barely 12.5 points max. So I just don't know if I believe in that offense.
Rather than looking at like last year's season of Swift on the Bears, I'm trying to remember because Swift was on the Lions with Ben Johnson there. And I swear, I feel like I remember. This might be a very deep bag pull, okay? But stay with me. I swear I remember like Swift always getting to the goal line. Oh, this is the season with Jamal Willie. Jamal Willie getting an immaculate amount of touchdowns at the goal line, and they took Swift out every time. And that was Ben Johnson play calling. Okay? Yep. So it might be a deep bag pull. Or I'm a fantasy savant, bro. Like if I'm right about this and we see it again.
You hate the pick too.
So I like because of that, it's like I don't know why I just remembered that. I had this realization. But like if that happens again, I'm just kind of a different beast at fantasy. But like maybe it doesn't, right? Maybe BBTB's right. Maybe the other dudes on the depth chart are like, hell nah, bro. Like let's leave Swift in to punch it in.
No,
you know?
Yeah.
But I know you guys remember that season.
Yeah,
with Jamal Willie going crazy.
I do. We had a crazy trade in that year. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
crazy trade. Yeah, I am not a big fan of that pick just because of the other running backs going at around the same ADP. That's all. Nothing to do with Swift. More to do with what other players you could pick up around the same ADP. MFB, give us your RB sleeper.
All right, my RB sleeper is Jordan Mason, right? We saw him do work with the Niners when C-Mac missed time last year, right? He was averaging 106 rush yards and 14.3 fantasy points per game whenever he saw a full workload, right? So now they're going to say MFB. He doesn't have a full workload. He's splitting with Aaron Jones. The coach said it's a 1A, 1B. That's true, but Aaron Jones is old. And Aaron Jones be getting hurt. I didn't have him last year, but I'm pretty sure he got hurt last year. Y'all, I think maybe some of y'all had some Aaron Jones stock last year. You can correct me, but I'm pretty sure he was hurt last year a little bit. So you have an aging Aaron Jones, and then that's the contingent upside you get with Jordan Mason, right? When Aaron Jones misses time.
Brother, he didn't actually miss a game last season. He had some injury scares where they just pulled him, I think, in the game. I think if you draft Aaron Jones, they're going too close to each other. You would have to take them back to back if you were to take Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. Like in Yahoo rankings, Aaron Jones is going beginning of the 6th round and Jordan Mason is going beginning of the 7th round. So, I don't know. It is a pick that if it hits, it'll be huge. Like if anything happens to Aaron Jones, huge smash. But like, you have Tyrone Tracy going after him. I mean, obviously, they drafted a rookie too. So I don't know how I feel about the pick. I'm not really excited about drafting Jordan Mason at his current ADP. Right. Brian Robinson's going right before him as well. But yeah.
See what BBTB want to say here.
Mm-hmm. I see him thinking.
I think that is possibly the best sleeper that there is out of our picks. I truly believe Jordan Mason should be the guy. Like the way how last year it was that one dude in Chase Brown. You're blanking on his name for the Bengals. But
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss, yeah. And then we all thought Zach Moss, Then Chase Brown stepped up, killed it the last 8 weeks of the season. I truly believe Jordan Mason will be the Chase Brown of the season, bro. BBTB hot take, season 2, number 1.
All right, man.
Crazy.
Wild. All right. I mean, hey, if it happens, like I said, if it hits, it's gonna hit. Like if anything happens to Aaron Jones, it's gonna hit. You know what I mean? You have a hitting? All right, man. I mean, honestly, these are the kind of picks that can make or break your fantasy run. If you're in a 14-man, that's your what?
RB2?
6th round pick? It's your 6th round pick. It's your RB2. Yeah. Or your flex in some cases if you haven't, if you missed your quarterback or tight end. So like, this is a huge pick that if it doesn't pay out, you might get cooked. So it's a risky pick, but if you truly believe that it's going to hit, then sometimes you got to take that risk to win in fantasy and take a chip.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to my running back sleeper. It's Nick Chubb. I think there's already reports of Joe Mixon. He's got an injury already in training camp. And so I think Mixon's already starting to fall apart. He missed time last season to some injury. I just think that Nick Chubb is now more than 1 year removed from his injury. He came back last season, I think it was week 9 or something in October. And so I think that now that he's had an entire year after, more than one whole year after his injury, I think that he's fully healed, ready to go. And as soon as Joe Mixon goes down, kind of the same situation. Except you're not spending a 5th round or a 6th round, 7th round pick on Nick Chubb. You're spending a much later pick in the draft for Nick Chubb. So more value there.
That's a really good pick. I'm not going to lie. That is a really, going 144, RB55 with Mixon.
RB55 on the board.
Yeah, with Mixon technically being out on the official Houston Texans depth chart, that's something to keep an eye on if Mixon is not healthy leading up to week 1. So, great pick.
100%. I mean, at that ADP, you're going for the major upside play, right? ADP aside, do I think Nick Chubb will come back and go crazy? Probably not, just because homie got bolts and strings in his legs. I'm not trying to be messed up, but bro got blown to pieces, bro. Actually,
no. Did you see?
Do I think? Do I think it'll happen? It's tough, right? Props to him for getting back on the field, right? And I like the team upgrade. I think he could fit the Texans well. Yeah. It's just a health concern for me, right?
Yeah.
Now back to fantasy at the ADP, it's why not? You might as well take that shot, RB55, bro.
Yeah. If you're listening to this episode of the podcast, I'm sure that when the draft comes around, if you're drafting towards the beginning of the NFL season, that his ADP will rise. So just be aware of that. And other people are going to be mindful of trying to take him earlier on. If you take a shot on Mixon and it's showing he's healthy for week 1, I would draft Nick Chubb as a backup. Just get your handcuff and make sure you get him before someone else does. Let's move on to tight end sleepers. BBTB, start us off.
Going into the tight ends, let's do. My sleeper is going to be Mark Andrews. Why is it going to be Mark Andrews? I don't know. It might kind of be an obvious pick, but Isaiah Likely's out for the first 6 weeks. I don't know if you guys know about that news. He got hurt. He's out for the first 6 weeks, at least minimum. Mark Andrews, I think that this is a redemption season. I truly believe it. He dropped that 2-point conversion against the Bills in the playoffs, or I think there was it the playoff, but yeah, and pretty much he had.
Was that Mark Andrews?
It was Mark Andrews, yeah, and Lamar Jackson was hella pissed. But yeah, and he had a really mid-season. He started off horrible. Likely kind of took over a bit, and since Likely's out, who are they going to throw to? You know, so I truly believe Mark Andrews will be that end zone threat. So high on Mark Andrews this year.
I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Not to be nitpicky, but like I think like today we're recording and yes, he is a sleeper. I think his ADP is gonna shoot up though.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna shoot up at least one whole round. I think I could safely say that with the Likely news, right? For sure. But like like BBTB said, bro, he still finished as top 5 tight end, right? He finished as a tight end 5 with 2 donuts. 2.
Insane.
Back-to-back donuts where he probably got massively dropped the next week, right?
I think I was advocating to drop him. I was like, well, yeah, Mark Andrews, bro, just put him on the waivers. Get someone else to deal with him.
So, with 2 donuts, a week 1 2-point performance, he finished tight end 5, right? He might get drafted in the top 4, like tight ends, like top. I don't know about top 3 because the top 3 tight ends to me is kind of solidified.
Yeah.
But he could be in that realm, right?
Yeah.
So I like it. I
like the pick going in the 7th round and 12-man draft for Yahoo rankings. I agree with MFB. He will go up at least one round. That's very realistic. So I still like the pick. It's still a very good value pick for where he's going. MFB, go ahead and give us your tight end sleeper.
My tight end sleeper is David Njoku. Right now, this guy can rub people the wrong way sometimes, just because he's always like pretty injury prone, right? I think even last season he missed 5 games, right? Which it's very annoying to deal with, but when he plays, and they got Joe Flacco back again, and we know what Joe Flacco be doing. He just be chucking it, right? And he be chucking it to David Njoku, bro, right? So he had a 75% route participation and a 26% target rate per route. So if that man's running a route, it's a good chance he getting the ball.
Almost one.
Getting drafted pretty late. So instead of wasting capital on like an early tight end pick, you could just wait around and get Njoku and get yourself possibly a top 8 tight end.
Yeah, I like Njoku. I think he's, like you said, it's good value. And he could be like top 8 tight end. I like the pick. I think Njoku every year is going around the same area. If he was healthy and played every game, he might have finished above, what's his name? Mark Andrews. So, yeah, I like the pick.
Hey.
Thank you, sir.
Straightforward.
Yeah, to the point. All right, let's Njoku or no? I say no. Never mind. I was gonna start giving comparisons, but I'm not doing that. My tight end sleeper is Evan Ingram. The Broncos brought him in. They're talking about what's his name? The coach, man, I forgot his name. But
Payton? Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton. He's talking about using him as his like joker, where he disguises and uses him and they make plays. I think Sean Payton's going to design plays to get him the ball. And so with that being said, I think they're going to make sure that he gets the ball and whenever they like design plays for him. So I think he's going to get the ball. He's going to get a lot of points, a lot of yards, and possibly a lot of touchdowns. So, I mean, pretty straightforward. Not much else to say.
This it's another one of those picks I like, but I could also not like it. Right?
It's your team, brother.
So it's my team, right? But I'll tell you about my team. Last year, right? I'll be fair, right? Last year, like we didn't have a tight end with this type of talent as Evan Ingram, right? This is definitely one of the better tight ends we've had in recent seasons, right? Because last year we had Greg Dolce de Leche, whatever, if you remember him.
Yeah.
So like in the offense, we don't target tight ends too much, right?
Yeah.
That's like the minus, right? Now here's the plus, right? Evan Ingram's a sick talent, right? Really top tight end talent. There's also still not much target competition on the Broncos. It's just Cortland Sutton, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So could Ingram be like the second passing option? Yes, he could, right? Then I would love to pick. You get me, right? So I think it could definitely be potential for an amazing pick.
Yeah, no, I think Evan Ingram should produce very well because Dulce de Leche was not doing it.
Yeah, that guy was not it. Let's move on to the bonus picks. MFB, go ahead and give us your bonus pick.
You don't want to go through receivers?
We got to do receivers.
Oh, no, I completely skipped over receivers. I'm so sorry. Let's go back to wide. I just jumped right over it. Let's jump into wide receivers then. MFB, give us your wide receiver sleeper.
All right, man. I know Kemo's gonna love this one because he loves him like every season, damn near. I got Jacoby Myers as my sleeper receiver, right?
Love it.
This he's coming off his career best season, right? Mainly we probably know that's due to the leaving of Devontae Adams. But it still happened with the new surgence of Brock Bowers, the rookie last year. So he had a 24% target share, which is very good. And he's being drafted like in the wide receiver 3 range, where I can like guarantee he'll finish like wide receiver 2, right? Besides Brock Bowers on the team, there's no other competition for targets. So this is why I like Jacoby Myers a lot.
Yeah, no, I seriously like Jacoby Myers, just because of the guy that they signed. They wrote him off, but he didn't write back as Geno Smith. I think he's worth the big bucks. I'm being serious. Like he looks solid every year. Like fantasy wise, he's solid. Like very consistent.
Solid. Solid's a good word to use. Yeah.
Solid. Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna win the chip or the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm talking about fantasy wise, solid. So the number one guy there, Jacoby Myers, should do his thing. So yeah, like that.
Yeah, no, I had Jacoby Myers last year. I would not let go of him. I did like him. I think he, in my opinion, was a good. Even with Devontae Adams there, I was like, dude, he's gonna take coverage and Jacoby will get open. But yeah, with Geno Smith, I think it should be a good pick, especially where he's going in the draft. BBTB, give us your wide receiver sleeper.
My wide receiver sleeper, he's getting drafted in the high wide receiver 2, low wide receiver 3 is going to be Xavier Worthy. And the reason why I'm saying Xavier Worthy is because I think Rashee Rice is dealing with some kind of court case or jail time or something. Possibly might not even start this season. So Xavier Worthy should be the guy. Second thing is he's coming off his rookie season, so year 2 should be fire. He should be the guy, one of Patrick Mahomes' favorite deep targets. I know Patrick Mahomes was mid last year, but I think Xavier Worthy should be the guy.
I think, especially for the games where Rashee Rice is missing time, because they're projecting that he will get some suspension. I think he'll be great. I don't know what'll happen when Rashee Rice comes back. So if you have him and you want to he plays good for the first few weeks, if Rashee Rice gets suspended, which we're projecting, and he plays well, you could just trade him. I don't hate the pick, but I don't know if I like him where he's going in the draft currently. I think he is. Let me double check.
I'm kind of on the same wavelength as Keem. I think high wide receiver 2 is a little bit too much cost. But at the same time, like Mahomes will have a better season than last year. Now, I just don't know if that goes to Kelsey more so or Rashee more so, or if it goes to Worthy. Right? If it goes to Worthy, great. You hit. But it's like a chance, right? And it's a chance that I'm not too sure of. Also, Kansas City, they're probably not going to change much, right? They're not going to need Patrick Mahomes to win games if they could just play really, really fire defense and they could just run the ball and control possession. If they can't do the first two, then they resort to Mahomes, right? So because of that, it's like I'm not like really looking at Worthy like that. But like low wide receiver 2, I wouldn't be mad at.
Yeah.
He's being drafted right after DK Metcalf.
Boy,
I don't know if he's at that caliber. He's being drafted, I think, end of round 4, beginning of round 5.
yeah, but you have, I don't know. I mean, you got a lot of wide receiver 2s right after him though. George Pickens. Yeah.
It would be like as if this is your wide receiver 2, like in your draft, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for the pick. That's all I'm gonna say. Moving on to my wide receiver sleeper is to go along with, Drake May, Stephon Diggs, New England Patriot. You feel me? I don't want to say that he's going to go stupid or he's going to be, oh man, you should have taken him. He's going to go, round 4 next year. I just think that at his current ADP, he's being drafted in the 9th round. I think for a 9th round pick, you probably have your team filled up. You know what I mean? This is like one of your bench spots. I think it's a good value to just take a shot on him. Now, Jacoby Myers is going about 2 picks before him. I would probably take Jacoby Myers before I would take Stephon Diggs. But if Jacoby Myers is gone, I don't think it's a bad pick to take Stephon Diggs. I think that he was doing pretty well, commanding a lot of targets in Houston when he was there. With Drake May stepping up, better offensive line, having more time in the pocket to be able to get the ball out. Stephon Diggs is a talented player, and I think he commands targets in the red zone. I think that he can get out there, get some touchdowns, get some yards or yardage, get them down the field. I think he's a very solid pick in the 9th round.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Seriously. Stephon Diggs, sure. I really don't know what to expect of him, but for him being drafted that like late, it's worth the gamble in my opinion.
Yeah. To go off what BB said, that late, it's always worth it to take a shot. I think my only concern is injury, right? Like he just had it, right? Like the middle of last season, I guess technically. But still, like he's not 1 year removed from it. It's like he's, kind of just recovering and getting back to it. And I think he does look good in camp. I will say some pluses like there's no target competition, right? And the Patriots have been dying for like a talented receiver for a while. Even if it is an older Diggs. Diggs is still amazing. Solid route running, good hands, and I don't see anybody else really commanding targets on the Pats.
Yep. All right. Let's hurry up and move on to the bonus sleepers. Get this over with. MFB, give us your bonus sleeper.
My bonus sleeper is Tank Bigsby, running back on the Jags, right? So this one might stir up some convos because, people are hyped about ETN. People are hyped about Baytun Tutuludu, the rookie. I don't know the homie's name. Sorry, I really forgot his name. But they have a rookie, right?
Yeah.
And people have like a 3-way split on the Jags backfield, right? But one thing we can agree on is the Jags offense looks sick right now. They got the OC from the Bucks as the coach this year. They got T. Law, who looked good at the end of last year. Brian Thomas Jr. You heard it first last year from MFB. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Travis Hunter playing both sides of the ball, right? Anyways, the offense looks exciting. And I think Tank Bigsby has secured at least the early down work. I think the third down work, the passing, might be between the other two. But I think Tank Bigsby has secured the early down work, possibly the goal line work.
Yeah. I mean, I like the pick. I mean, he's going in literally the 9th round. So same as Stephon Diggs. So in that range, I think that it's fair to take a shot on him. Like that, it's not a bad opportunity. And like I said, if taking a late stab at him, I think it could pay out. It could be one of those picks that pays out well later.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty high on Tootin this season. I think he takes over the second half of the season and pretty much proves himself because he looks really good. But obviously, you're going to play Travis Etienne. I think it's 4th year, and Bigsby, I think 2nd or 3rd year. So, but I do have Tootin being that dude, so I'm not really a big fan of the pick.
Okay,
fair.
BBTV, give us your bonus sleeper.
My bonus sleeper is some guy that was a steal of last year's draft until he got injured. And I feel like he's going to be a steal again. It's going to be Chris Godwin from the Bucks. Chris Godwin, I'm pretty sure he's fully healthy now. Looks good at practice. Being drafted wide receiver 47, so high wide receiver 4, low wide receiver 5, which is crazy to me because he has the potential to finish wide receiver 2. So that Bucks offense was moving all of last year. And so I still believe that Bucks offense is not going to slow down. For him being drafted that high, I feel like it's a lot of games.
I'm a bit nervous about that ankle injury that he had. He's healthy, like as in like his ankle is no longer like it's healed and stuff like that. But bro, if you saw the injury that he had last year, his ankle was like twisted all the way around, like gruesome, terrible injury. Like just like I don't know, man. I would have to see some of him in camp or some preseason or something. He go out there and do something because to me, I feel like it's going to take him some time to get back into it. And I don't know if I'm a little bit nervous for him.
I also share the same like nervousness, especially I think reports have come out like he's uncertain for week 1, which makes me iffy about his injury and health as a whole. So depending on how far he fell, I might take him, but I think at cost, it's not looking like too much of a grab for me.
Yeah, I think he's going, man, it was like end of the 8th round or something, or yeah, end of the 7th round. So he's going before Jacoby Myers and Stephon Diggs. So if you want to take him, it's all you.
Well, I better not see him on any of your guys' teams, all right? I'm taking that home.
Look, if those other players go, then I got no choice. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody on my team. Last but not least, my bonus sleeper. This is a good one, right? If you watched last year, I was high on this player. Did not work out, especially after he got traded to the Ravens. If you haven't guessed it already, it's Deontay Johnson on the Browns. I just want to say, before anyone says anything, because
brother, I damn near forgot he went to the Browns.
Listen,
I'm not gonna lie. BBTD, please tell me you forgot he went to the Browns.
I swear to
because I
didn't know he got traded to the Browns all my life.
Look,
all my life.
Listen, can I speak? Can I get my turn?
Yeah.
My turn. Look, when Andy Dalton took over for Bryce Young, it was week 3, right? He had 14 targets, 8 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown. He had about 22 fantasy points in half PPR. The next game, 13 targets, 7 receptions, 83 yards. In my opinion, he was balling. He had a couple of dead games here and there, and then he got traded. So I'm not saying he's going to look, this is a last pick of the draft. I don't know who to take. There's just you already got your kicker, you got your defense. You just need to fill in your last bench spot. Why not? It's another bench player. That's all it is. It's just another bench player. If he does anything, cool. It's a trade piece. You know what I mean? Let's say week 1, he goes out and gets a touchdown. Sweet. Hey, bro, look, he's back. Woo, you trade him. You know what I mean? I don't even think he's been drafted in mock drafts. I don't think anyone's even touching him. So it's just a bench piece. Last pick of the draft. He is not. I don't even think he's ranked. I think he's ranked lower than people that are free agents. So like,
let me tell you the situation where I would draft for Deontay Johnson. Okay, let me tell you the situation that would.
I don't think there's a situation where you draft him, but go ahead.
Oh no, not draft him. Sorry, the situation where I would trade for him after week 1. Okay, let me tell you what would need to happen. All right, number 1, Joe Flacco has to be solidified the starting QB because right now Cleveland has like 4 guys they're trying to choose from. Right?
Yeah,
but right now it's Joe Flacco. Right? Okay.
Oh, caveat: if Joe Flacco's a starter.
Okay,
that was a caveat.
Sure. Right. Okay. Fair. Same caveat. Right. We're on the same page.
Yeah. All right.
Now the next part. Somehow the guy has to just love I don't know. Joe Flacco just has to love feeding him over Njoku, over Jerry Jeudy, and over Cedric Tillman. Right. So if he just loves feeding Deontay Johnson over those 3, for sure I'm gonna trade for him. Right. But other than that, I'm not trading for him.
Yeah, but
you don't have to trade for him. Put him on your team and give him to somebody else.
Yeah, bro.
Look, this is the last pick of the draft. This is just nothing crazy. You don't know who to take. Who are you gonna take, bro? Last pick of your draft. Do you know who you're gonna take at the end of the draft?
Adam Thielen, Panthers.
Buta tutu, whatever the guy BBT said.
Yeah,
Adam Thielen's a good one. I like Adam Thielen, but he's gonna go before the end of the draft,
brother.
In my
possibly,
opinion. He's a good sleeper. That should have been my sleeper.
If
he was going to be my bonus sleeper, but
if Deontay Johnson is on my team at any point of the season, I should not be playing fantasy football. I should not.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. That sounds good. All right. Well, if he ends up, I'm going to make sure he ends up on your team, bro. I'm going to put him on your team. I'm going to give you a trade you can't refuse. And make you,
hey, we're in a 16 man league this year, so he might be on your team, bro.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, brother. We're gonna see. We're gonna see about all that. Anyways, any other comments? Anyone else wanna talk some more smack on my pick?
No,
that's it.
All right, cool.
Football, dude.
All right, that'll do it for this episode. A little bit rusty, but it's all good. We're starting off this season 2, first episode. Join us next time for I don't even know what we're doing next time, but new season, same old Hoodnies. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.